So I love this exercise because it really reinforces the concept of pace, balance, and straightness. And you actually use the exercise to teach straightness with lateral movements. So you learn how to move the horse's haunch and the shoulder at the same time with both leg yielding and a half pass to create straightness at the jumps. So as you see here, I've trotted in with Bo, my hunter, and I have trotted over the first little cavaletti and gone in a leg yield to the left. And now I come around the corner, I'm in a half pass back to the right. And in the ideal world, the horse's haunches and the shoulder move at the same rate of speed. So now as I take the exercise in the opposite direction, what I really love about it is you can really tell what is your weaker side and the horse's weaker side as you do the exercise. So you come in, trot, and again, I always start with a leg yield. I'm going to leg yield here to the right because the leg yield is a bit more natural. The horse is bent opposite the direction you're traveling. You just push with the inside leg over to get the horse straight to the next jump. And then the harder part comes when you try to do the half pass back. And as you'll see with Bo, this is his weaker side. And as I try to move him off my right leg with a left bend, so he's bent in the direction of travel, he finds it quite difficult. You can see in the next exercise how I correct it. So I went back just to the more difficult side, and I tried to slow the rhythm down a little bit to be a little bit more clear with my signals and added a little bit more outside right leg to ask him to move over the haunch and the shoulder at the same time. So as we watch Emily and Cleopatra do the exercise, I don't care if the horse lands in the trot or the canter. The whole point of the trot jump is actually to create a disturbance of the rhythm and balance. And it's the rider's job to get the horse back into rhythm and balance, which you see Emily does. And then when you come back the other way, the same thing. You want to be able to go in, have a rhythm off the turn, maintain the rhythm to the jump. You don't even have to find a distance to the trot jump. I don't care what happens there. I just want the rider to stay in their correct position and then be able to get the horse back in a rhythm and be able to trot out. So I particularly love this exercise at the canter for hunters and equitation horses, because we are always trying to get them to stay on the correct lead, land the leads, and be able to hold their lead down the line. We also want them to be incredibly straight. So as you see, the goal here is to land the lead and then leg yield over, make the turn, and half pass back. So here's a good example of when a rider attempts to do the lateral movement well, but confuses lateral aid and the impulsion gas pedal aid. So when you're moving laterally, it's more position than pressure. And here, Danelle has some trouble. She gets the right position, she gets the horse moving over correctly, but she pulls back more than she moves her hands and legs sideways, so the horse loses impulsion. So in order to fix the problem, Danelle adjusts the amount of pressure she uses with her hands and just moves the horse more laterally with the position of her hands and legs, so she can maintain the canter, maintain the pace, maintain the balance, at the same time as moving the horse laterally. I also love this exercise because it teaches riders a lot about eye control. I was holding up my hand so that Kendall could look at my fingers, so she would look where she was going and be able to feel what's happening underneath her, which, going the other direction, I wasn't assisting her, and instead of looking, she leaned, so she lost the lead. So we fixed the problem by making sure she had her weight in the right place, and she sat very centered with her left leg supporting the right canter lead. I love this exercise because it teaches pace, and it teaches track, and it also teaches the rider that their position has a function to control both the pace and the track, which are the two most important components of show jumping. When it's done right, it looks effortless and smooth.